Good evening, everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with CNN News 18. I'm Shivani Gupta. You're watching the Super Saturday debate. The opposition alliance, or at least the parties that are fighting against Bharatiya Janata Party together at this stage, are facing an embarrassing situation. Sharad Pawar has distanced himself from the opposition demand for a JPC probe and has even criticized the campaign against the Adani group, stating that the corporate giant is being targeted. That's not all. He also questioned the logic behind demanding a JPC and even the credentials and motives of the international short seller Hindenburg. This has caused an uproar. The latest Pawar punch seems targeted specifically at Rahul Gandhi, who's leading this campaign against Adani and the Prime Minister. Speaking of whom, Prime Minister Narendra Modi today continued his attack on the opposition's corruption-saving bid. After disagreement over Savarkar insults, rap by the court over corruption investigations, now another partner questioning Congress tactics, has yet another attack of the Congress Party against Prime Minister been blunted. We'll debate that in just a bit. First up, today's story. 2024 battle lines are drawn. Prime Minister Narendra Modi once again made an all-out scathing attack at the opposition over the issue of corruption.
जो परिवारवाद, भाई भतीजावाद और भ्रष्टाचार को पोषित करते रहे, उन्हें ईमानदारी से काम करने वालों से परेशानी हो रही है। ऐसे लोगों को देश के हित से, समाज के भले से कोई लेना देना नहीं है। ये लोग सिर्फ और सिर्फ अपने कुनबे को फलता फूलता देखना पसंद करते हैं। तेलंगाना को ऐसे लोगों से बहुत सतर्क रहना जरूरी है।
The Prime Minister is on a two-day visit to Telangana and Tamil Nadu and pole-bound Karnataka to inaugurate and lay foundation stones for a slew of development projects in these South Indian states. He also attacked K. Chandrasekhar Rao-led Telangana government, saying that projects are getting delayed due to non-cooperation, pointing out that the state government is delaying in implementing the centre's projects.
केंद्र के ज्यादातर प्रोजेक्ट्स में राज्य सरकार से सहयोग न मिलने के कारण हर प्रोजेक्ट में देरी हो रही है, विलंब हो रहा है। इससे नुकसान तेलंगाना के लोगों का, आप लोगों का हो रहा है। उन्हें ये बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं आता कि कोई उनके कंट्रोल को चैलेंज करे।
On the other side of the aisle, fresh cracks have appeared in the opposition camp as NCP Supremo Sharad Pawar junked the Congress Party's push for a JPC probe into the Adani Hindenburg report.
हमें ऐसे लगता है कि JPC का जो कॉम्पोजिशन होगा, ये कॉम्पोजिशन में समझो 31 सदस्य की JPC हो तो इसमें 15 लोग रूलिंग पार्टी के रहेंगे और 5 या 6 लोग अपोजिशन के रहेंगे। तो जहाँ ओवरवेलमिंग मेजॉरिटी रूलिंग पार्टी की है, वहाँ देश के सामने सच्चाई क्या है, वो कहाँ तक आएगी, इस बारे में कोई भी आशंका पैदा कर सकता है।
After Sharad Pawar's distancing from opposition offensive against Adani and the stalling of parliament, the opposition was left aflutter, trying to contain the impact of the words of a man whose heft would be needed for any anti-BJP front. Differences within parties were not surprising, but would they in any way hurt opposition unity? Has another attack against Prime Minister Narendra Modi been blunted ahead of 2024 general elections? Let's go across to the guests who are joining us. Syed Zafar Islam from the BJP, Rohan Gupta from the Congress Party. I'm also joined by Dr. Seema Malik, the NCP spokesperson, and Tushar Gupta, senior editor, Swarajya Magazine, is with us. Let me begin with Rohan Gupta. Rohan, somebody as senior and your alliance partner in Maharashtra, Sharad Pawar saying what he did, I don't need to repeat what he said about the JPC probe, and even the Hindenburg report, for example, doesn't it make your entire, Adani attack or the JPC probe demand dead in the water? Somebody like him elucidating why this demand makes no sense, and also the fact that Adani is being targeted.
Shivani, you see that there are more than 18 parties, opposition parties at national level. They are asking for JPC, and any one party might have their own opinion. That doesn't mean that opposition unity has been weakened, because what we are talking is about the people of the country. The people of the country, they have lost lakhs of crores of rupees. So I think this government shouldn't have any problem against JPC. That's a right of our parliament. In the past also there have been a lot of JPCs. So I don't understand why BJP has so much issue with JPC. If they feel that whatever allegations Congress party is making is not correct, they should openly appoint JPC and let the truth come out.
But what do you make of what Mr. Pawar is saying, that the JPC composition is going to be favorable to the ruling party in any case? Whatever comes out of that JPC is not going to be acceptable to opposition parties to begin with, then what's the point?
No, that is not the point. Even if they are in majority, the JPC will bring out the truth. So we are not saying that what we are saying has to prevail. No, we want to find out the truth. So we know that JPC, that there will be majority of the leading the party in power, but still we want JPC. And if BJP feels that in JPC they will be in majority, then they should be all the more happy and appoint JPC. But and let the truth come.
But this is not the NCP alone. Already TMC was not quite shoulder to shoulder with you and some other opposition parties as far as this JPC demand is concerned. I'm just asking you a blunt question, Rohan. I'm just asking you a blunt question. I'm not even getting into opposition unity because I know that's a separate issue. Parties can have different opinion on particular issues. But as far as this JPC probe issue is concerned, the Adani attack issue is concerned, wouldn't you say the Congress or Rahul Gandhi in particular has lost some face because of what Mr. Pawar has said?
No, I don't think so. See, each party, every leader has his own opinion and we cannot comment on that. What we are fighting is for the rights of the people. And you should not forget that there are 18 other parties who are fighting. They might oppose us politically, whether it is Aam Aadmi Party or other parties. But when it comes to this issue, we are all united. So I think Mr. Pawar's comment is his own comments and shouldn't be looked at any attack on the unity of the opposition. So I don't agree with that. Again, I'm coming to the main point. If BJP is sure that in JPC they are going to be in majority, they shouldn't be afraid of point JPC.
I will ask the BJP representative that question, but this particular scenario has not come from the BJP. This has actually come from Sharad Pawar. But I'll go to Syed Zafar Islam in just a bit. Dr. Seema Malik, I want to come to you as well. I wasn't quite discussing opposition unity. We've debated it ad nauseum. It exists at one level. It doesn't exist at another level. But Ajit Pawar, for example, has very categorically come out to say that after what Mr. Sharad Pawar has said, that's the party's line now. And that's the direction the party is going to take. So do you believe that the Congress should drop this demand of the JPC probe, that this is not going anywhere?
See, ma'am, it is not about my thinking. Our respected leader has given some statement and we all know that. He feels that Supreme Court has taken an initiative and they have made a committee of a retired judge and the experts and all those administrators are there, and I think we should wait for this thing, and he feels this is his opinion, and I think all we all think like that like this inquiry is about the government and in the JPC, so many more people will be there from the government side and few people from the opposition side. So this is simply his stand, and then he what he says that it doesn't mean that we are not with the Congress and it is not about the opposition unity or something. We are all united, and he says if we have to win and if we have to fight a party like BJP who believe in a divisive politics and destructive politics, we should all be united. And
so you are saying that regardless of this very public, you are saying regardless of this very public rebuke of Rahul Gandhi's particular strategy, you are very much with the Congress party and there is no problem as far as your unity is concerned.
Of course. Of course, we are there with them, and see, there can be a difference of opinion between the two people, and Pawar Sahab is a very senior leader, and whatever he'll do, you know, in the for the welfare of the opposition. And
no,
not,
but that's exactly the question I asked you,
So
Seema ji. My question to you was exactly that. Him being such a senior politician, an astute politician and statesman, and somebody who understands not just Maharashtra but obviously national politics very well, are you hoping the Congress will now take his message and drop this demand? Is that what the NCP hopes?
No, see, I'm not hoping anything, but this is as he said, that discussion and consensus is very important for anything, whether it is the parliament or outside parliament. So discussion is very important. I think they'll do a meeting and they will discuss the things, and what happens, I can't predict that. I'm sitting here that way. But what our leader wanted to say is that, like, we should focus on the larger issues, the issues of the people, like
exactly. But here you have Rohan from the Congress suggesting that this is an issue of the people.
Very important.
But Mr. Pawar is suggesting the exact opposite. One, he's suggesting that there might be ulterior motives against Mr. Adani or the Adani group. And second, he's suggesting this is not the people's issue. But let Tushar Gupta come in, and Syed Zafar Islam, I'll give you the final word, or why don't you constitute a JPC regardless. But Tushar, you look at the Savarkar insults, where Shiv Sena first threw a fit. You've got this JPC demand where Sharad Pawar himself is coming out and basically telling the Congress party that this is not an issue for them. This is not an issue to fight on in any case. It's pointless and useless because the JPC composition is going to be against you. And then you've got, the Congress also going to the court on the agencies, the Supreme Court refusing to hear that plea. It's one embarrassment after another. On all the issues, they're hoping to corner the BJP government on.
Shivani, talking of insults and embarrassment, I have a question for Dr. Malik, who was speaking about the opposition unity irrespective of Mr. Pawar's remarks. Madam, a member of the International Congress has called out Sharad Pawar on Twitter saying, डरे हुए लालची लोग ही आज अपने निजी हितों के चलते तानाशाह सत्ता के गुण गा रहे हैं. I can translate that in English, that a member of the International Congress is calling Sharad Pawar, the leader of the party you represent here, greedy and a liar and a stooge of the Modi government. Now you are talking about unity here, but this is what Alka Lamba has tweeted 7:22 p.m. in the evening. Now even after that, if you're looking at the opposition unity, I don't know how you look at it. Shivani, number two, the question you asked. Every attack the Congress is making on the Prime Minister, it's falling flat. They can't go around insulting everyone and everyone under the sun. The Savarkar remark was out of taste. Now they are attacking Sharad Pawar. But the Congress spokesperson here, Rohan Gupta, can of course clarify if Alka Lamba is a member of the International Congress and if Sharad Pawar being greedy and liar is an official stance of the Congress. Because if this is how the parties are dealing with each other 12 months before the elections, I don't know what unity we are even discussing.
Okay, Rohan Gupta, you want to respond to that? Caustic comments already coming in against Mr. Pawar.
Any individual tweet we cannot be discussing on debate, because what we are talking is official stand of the party. If you go by that standard, Sadhvi Pragya, she has said that Godse is the martyr. So would you agree with that? So let's not discuss the individual tweets and comments here. What we are discussing here is the party stand, and we are very, very clear that opposition unity is there and we are fighting the larger cause, which is concerning the people. Any party it is not necessary that all the parties should have same opinion on all the issues.
But Ms. Malik here is saying that Mr. Pawar is indicating to you this is not a public issue. You can raise some other issues which are more prominent and important for the public, but you are not getting the message.
Shivani, as I said earlier, it might be his own opinion, but Congress policy doesn't feel so.
Okay.
We feel that when lakhs and crores are wiped out, we should raise the issue. And we have right. Again, forget about whether right or wrong.
Yeah.
We have right for JPC. And as a party in power, if BJP has asked for JPC when they were in opposition, they should accept our demand. That's it.
Okay, Mr. Islam, Syed Zafar Islam, please come in. If 1 second, Tushar, I'll come back to you. Mr. Islam has not spoken. If anyways the JPC composition is going to be favorable to you, why are you not feeling confident enough of looking into the facets that the Congress is bringing into the fore? Although this this particular issue has not been raised by you. It's been raised by Mr. Pawar. But still, it begs the question, why are you not comfortable with forming a JPC?
Well, Shivani, first of all, you have to understand that Congress Party, you have to understand that there is a bankruptcy of issues raised by the Congress Party. They have absolutely no good issues to raise, and that's why they are choosing an issue which is not an issue and doesn't warrant any JPC, etc. on Adani. And because already there's a committee which has been constituted by the Honorable Supreme Court, and let people wait, as Dr. Seema was also stating that let people wait for the verdict of the Supreme Court. But before that, it is very unfair to even on the part of opposition parties, few opposition parties, it's a divided house. TMC doesn't want JPC. There are many other opposition parties doesn't want JPC. But it is only Congress is harping on JPC, but it doesn't resonate with the people of this
Well, it's not
country.
Just Congress.
So
as Mr. Rohan is saying, TMC and NCP may not be there, but there are other opposition parties disregarding their other differences who are asking for a JPC.
It is only Mr. Rahul Gandhi's agenda. Being a spokesperson, he has no option but toe the line and speak something which Mr. Rahul Gandhi is speaking. Otherwise, if you just ask many congressmen in the party, in their party, they will say that we disagree with Rahul Gandhi completely and their parties stand. And that's why if you just notice last few days, many people are leaving Congress. And
yes, you must have seen what Rahul Gandhi tweeted also. He put the names of all of those leaders who are leaving the Congress party and joining BJP and others and spelt out Adani. So he is very fixated on the Adani issue.
See, he is fixated, others are not. And somebody will drag him to the court also. You also must see Himantaji's tweet as well. But these are not issues. JPC is not an issue for the people. It is an issue for Congress party, and they are thinking that maybe they can make it the issue for the upcoming election in Karnataka.
No, but you didn't answer my question.
2024.
If you have all the confidence that they demand that their contentions are wrong, why can't you at least let it come out via JPC, give it the stamp of a JPC, a bipartisan JPC probe, and then you can also say that listen, we looked into it, nothing has come out.
Shivani, I'm sure that you are aware that Supreme Court has already constituted a committee, and the committee has to submit their report within 40 days. So it is not very far. First, let everyone should wait for the report by the Supreme Court committee constituted by the Supreme Court instead of harping on JPC,
Okay.
which, as I said, which does not somehow people of India even speaking about it.
Okay, so you are saying the public is not concerned with this. Let me take that question and a final comment with Tushar as well. This whole fixation, that tweet that you must have seen of Rahul Gandhi's as well, where they use the names of the leaders of the Congress that are leaving and spelt out Adani. There is indeed, and I use that word again, a fixation over this Adani issue. It reminds you of the Rafale issue before 2019. Is this serving the party well, or is it actually hurting the party, Tushar?
Shivani, Rahul Gandhi has finally discovered Photoshop. But on a serious note, I think you're spot on. It's fixation. And it's a very negative fixation because earlier this week, what did we hear from the local leaders in Karnataka? They actually want Rahul Gandhi not to raise the Adani issue during his campaigning in the state, because even they feel that the issue of Adani will not fetch them votes in the state. They want a more localized election. So forget the allies. Even the cadre of the Congress at a state level does not believe in this fixation or doesn't back this fixation of Rahul Gandhi with Adani. And like in 2019, the Chaukidar Chor Hai Jibe fell back on Rahul Gandhi during the elections. In 2024, Adani-Ambani jibe will again hurt Rahul Gandhi and his party or whoever is left with him.
Okay, I have to leave it on that note. We'll see how this goes, just how long the Adani issue can be held by the Congress party, with more and more people coming out and saying that this is not something that they really look eye to eye on. Moving forward, some breaking updates coming in, and this is one coming in from Pakistan. A complaint has been filed against the Chief Justice of Pakistan now in the Supreme Judicial Council by a local lawyer named Raja Sabatin Khan. It states that Chief Justice has been found guilty of misconduct and should be removed from office immediately. In the complaint filed, it was further said that Supreme Court became controversial due to the automatic notification of the election. Earlier, Pakistan's Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Maryam Aurangzeb, has demanded Justice Bandial to step down for the mounting controversies. My colleague Abhishek Jha is joining us with more on this. Abhishek, it looks like the questions on the Supreme Court are mounting now.
Of course, and we know the political turmoil in Pakistan is leading to this constitutional crisis where the incumbent government is not very much happy with Supreme Court taking a suo motu notice of the election commission and the dates of election, which were later on restored, which might not go very well in favor of the Shahbaz Sharif government and his party. And it has also given a moral boost to the PTI, which has actually challenged the decision of Election Commission in the Supreme Court. And it looks like this decision has favored Imran Khan, and probably this tussle is going to create some constitutional crisis as well, because the government and the Supreme Court are actually, the divide is getting wider between the two sides.
Yes. So there is a complaint that has been filed by a local lawyer wanting the Chief Justice to be removed, saying he's been found guilty of misconduct. And then similarly, a sitting minister also made some comments. Could you tell us more about this complaint that has been filed against him?
So they are saying that the Supreme Court was not, doing its, the conduct was improper. It took suo motu notice of Election Commission's decision. Election Commission is itself a statutory body, a constitutional body, and hence Supreme Court shouldn't have taken that decision. And then Supreme Court later on restored that decision also. So the government and its various ministers, its party leaders, they have been criticizing Supreme Court. In fact, there has been attempt to dilute the authority of Supreme Court Chief Justice in Pakistan as well, which has also been contested and criticized by the opposition and PTI and every other party who is not in the government. So in that context, it becomes really important that if the government and its leaders are continuously harping upon the Chief Justice, and if they are demanding his removal or his stepping down, then what is the course of action will be, that we will have to see.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. Clearly, things getting worse in Pakistan, touching virtually every branch of governance. We leave you on that note. Thanks a lot for watching.